you from the ESPN wide world of sports. A championship Sunday as we get ready for AAU basketball at the Walt Disney World Resort. Beginning with the 16 and under D2 championships, Rebels basketball takes on the Jacksonville Heat. And we got 4 games coming up for you here today. This one followed by Central, Western Red, and Lone Wolf. 2 games following. It should be an awesome championship Sunday here inside the HP Fieldhouse. As we welcome you courtside, Drew Felios alongside Jay Webb Horton. Thrilled to have you with us. And first, Jay Webb, we've got a team from Jacksonville taking on a team from Ohio. This should be fun.
Baby, we got the Heat. They like to execute their offense. And then, hey, we got the Rebels from Cleveland. You know what? They say they had speed and intelligence. Let's get it on, baby.
That's right. Let's go right to the tip as we are ready to go. Here, center court from the HP Fieldhouse. In white, the team from Jacksonville, and in the red, the team from Ohio. Jacksonville team, tremendous athletes. The team from Ohio, a team that got here with their shooting. Also, they've got a big presence inside with number 0, Nicholas Ferguson, leading the way. Our officials, Philip Harden, Daryl Owens, and Paul Harley. And we are set to go. Jacksonville in the white. And the Rebels in the running red. Davon Robinson leads things off for this Jacksonville team. Team from Jacksonville, tons of confidence. And there's one reason why. DeAndre Harvey, a guy who is certainly not bashful as he knocks down his first shot.
Well, DeAndre Harvey has the ability to lay that shot down there, Drew. And he starts the game off saying 1 up, 1 down.
Here's Todd Stavisky, a guy we're going to be talking about for the Rebels. One of those point guards that really does a little bit of everything for this Cleveland team.
Well, him and along with Garvin Clark can really light it up.
Stavisky's first shot is off, and the Rebels getting on the boards early. Ferguson down low, takes up a lot of area down there in the paint.
Well, he's going to demand what I call a demand 2. You're going to have to put 2 men on him to guard him. Now you notice the Rebels like to sort of try to penetrate. Look at a little zone here by the Heat, trying to negate that penetration.
Stavisky, nice pull-up.
Hey, Stavisky can shoot, can he?
Keep in mind there's no shot clock in AAU basketball, so could very well see teams sort of take time off the clock, even hold the ball in some situations. There's a drive as Robinson goes to the rim, and he's going to draw the first foul of the contest.
We'll see. Now that's going to be a problem for someone like Todd Stavisky to try to guard someone like Robinson who has length.
Let's take a look at see how both of these teams got here as Robinson heads to the line for Jacksonville. These two teams, tough roads here. TBF. Jacksonville downs them by 8. Then they got through explosion basketball. The Rebels, meanwhile, over the Demons and then rolling to the semifinal to get here to Championship Sunday. I was surprised how late the Rebels arrived here to the HP Fieldhouse. They hardly had any warm-up time, just basically came into the gym, laced up the sneaks, and said, let's do this.
Well, let me tell you something. They're like a microwave. They don't need a lot of time.
Cochran on the rebound. And now Stavisky will reset things. Robinson out there on him. Ferguson switches sides. And now Clark. The pull-up. Rolls around, did everything but go in. Clark one more time. Circus shot, couldn't get it to fall.
We'll see right now, it looks as though the Rebels are getting some of the 50-50 balls. And with their height disadvantage, they're going to have to pull those balls down.
of bounds to the Rebels. And we've got our first timeout of the contest. The Rebels are coached by Alfonso Williams as he gets all the troops together. On the other side, Jacksonville coached by Timothy Miller. Both of our coaches are mic'd up here this morning.
Well, the assistant coach for the Rebels there from the Cleveland area, Vaughn Williams,
Go up
played
there and
at
snatch
University of Mount Union up there. So experienced coaching staff there. And Tim Miller's been with these young men, had this group Drew for about 6-7 years. Said some of these kids he's coached since second grade.
There's assistant coach Vaughn Johnson. The younger coaches here in AAU. Rebels attacking. Oh, that's going to be swatted away. Athletic play. It'll be out of bounds, though, to the Rebels.
They're coming down here. They're going to come inside. I think he said there's a block party because all I need is some give me some potato salad and baked beans for that block party, Drew.
That was to Warren Bolden, getting up and sending that one back. Ferguson steps out. Big man's got some range. Came up short that time, though.
Well, if he can knock that shot down, that's going to create some problems.
Now Robinson got it inside. That ball came up just short. Johnny Brown couldn't put it in, and now Cochran comes the other way. Knocked away. Here comes Jacksonville. This is Harvey, so athletic getting to the rim.
Oh, let me tell you something. DeAndre Harvey showed a lot of patience.
Clark right back the other way. How big, J-Webb, is Garvin Clark for the Rebels?
Well, he's their go-to guy.
Stavisky in and out.
I'll tell you something, man. Stavisky has a sweet stroke. You know, dynamite comes in small packages, Drew.
It certainly does. Jacksonville out to the 7-2 lead, 16 and under D2 championship here at the ESPN Wide World of Sports. Great to have you with us from the Walt Disney World Resort. First of 4 games on a championship Sunday. Here come the Rebels. Clark challenging, and he's going to draw a foul.
Well, see, you cannot throw soft passes against length. And when you're in, it could. Now, you noticed how he did what? Protected the ball with his body, Drew. That's why Garvin Clark is a player.
Yeah, the 1-2 punch of Clark and Stavisky, the biggest reason the Rebels are here in this position. That's the one great thing you see when you go around this tournament, watch all the games being played. The guard play is exceptional. And you got so many guys that are being passed up, J-Webb, by big-time schools. This is their chance to prove their worth this week.
Well, see, you're spot on. The Rebels, bunch of guys who were turned down by a lot of teams. There's a good steal here. Now look at Clark, nice pass.
Running are the Rebels, and laying it in is Corey Floyd Jr.
I tell you what, they may look small and frail, but hey, they got that Cleveland toughness, baby.
It's amazing whenever you have a city whose NBA team is doing so well like the Cavaliers have been over the past 3 seasons, how the rest of the basketball, amateur and college in that surrounding area, seems to rise up as well. Here come the Rebels again. Clark, an easy layup. And a timeout called by the Heat of Jacksonville. Tim Miller wants to talk it over. The Rebels are running and gunning.
Well, the Rebels are playing defense.
Okay? When you set a screen high, it's not this. It's set the screen and go, because no one has to defend you if you just turn out here. You got to go to the basket, so someone has to guard you. And if they guard you, he either takes you. If they don't, he dumps it to you. But you got to get intensive about what you're doing. Pick, go to the bucket, right? Hey, let's go. Come on. Hey. Get your head up, Johnny. Finish strong. Let's go.
So Tim Miller with instructions for his team during the timeout. Always fun to kind of listen to what the coaches are telling their teams during the timeouts.
Well, he was talking about defense there, and they need to get some offensive flow because the Rebels have D'd up really well.
Jacksonville came in here very confident. They just played their game. Things will work out. Team that likes to sit back in a 2-3 zone. Sometimes, though, you're playing a team so skilled like these Rebels, you got to sort of tweak things.
Well, I think their coach says as long as they execute, they feel they're okay.
Here's a shot from the corner. This one off the mark, and the rebound by DeWarren Bolden.
Well, the Rebels are going to get shots. The thing is, can they make them?
So many times these games do come down to coaching. There's a nice steal as Cochran got in there, and now Clark goes to the rim.
Well, see, Clark was worried about the big dog trailing him there for the rejection.
Good contrast in styles. Teams from Jacksonville at the high school level excelling year in and year out. There's a nice looking jumper. As putting it in is Johnny Brown. He is only 15 years old. You watch that stroke. Young man headed for big things.
Oh, Johnny Brown, 15 years old, plays like he's a little older, doesn't he?
Jacksonville with a 2-point lead here in the first quarter. Just over 1 minute to play. Clark cut off as he went baseline. Now Stavisky resets things.
We see Mitchell Miller, the coach's son, comes off the bench there, D'ing up on Stavisky.
Long shot off, Mitchell Miller with the board. Yeah, Miller, the son of the coach, wearing number 2. Nice steal that time.
You see right there, Drew, you cannot dribble into penetration into space where there's people. You got to pass the ball. Soft passes lead to turnovers. And right now, turnovers and defense are keeping the Rebels in this game. Now, see, they're going to play for the last shot here. 20 seconds to go. Stavisky handling the ball.
That runner left it a little bit too long. Follow, try, no good. Scramble for it. Clark comes up with it. Great look inside in the finish by Ferguson.
Clark goes behind the back to the big dog.
Final heave at the buzzer is no good, so the Rebels end with an exclamation. Garvin Clark, the penetration. Nick Ferguson, the finish. And 1 quarter in the books here in the 16 under championship here at the ESPN Wide World of Sports.
Champion Stadium at the ESPN Wide World of Sports complex has been the home of Atlanta Braves baseball since 1997. This preeminent multi-sport complex hosts athletes from over 70 countries in more than 60 sports, all in the halo of the #1 family vacation destination, Walt Disney World Resort. For more information on visiting the complex, visit espnwwos.com. Go the distance with Disney and the ESPN Wide World of Sports complex in Florida by training or competing in one of the many track and field events hosted here annually. From Disney Track and Field Spring Training to the Walt Disney World Cross Country Classic to Disney Track and Field Showcase. Get ready for your season or get noticed by any of the numerous college recruiters in attendance. Check out DisneyTrackandField.com for more information. Disney soccer tournaments sponsored by AS Roma provide athletes of all ages the opportunity to compete against athletes from across the U.S. and around the world. From 3-on-3 youth tournaments to elite showcase events with hundreds of college recruiters present, the ESPN Wide World of Sports soccer program offers something for everyone. To find out how you can play here, visit DisneySoccer.com.
Jacksonville Heat this morning led by DeAndre Harvey, number 23, getting it done.
Well, DeAndre Harvey's their go-to guy there, laying it up. coming down on the break, a little off the glass.
The Rebels trailing for most of the first quarter, but came back with a strong finish and a highlight play. Behind the back pass by Garvin Clark to end that first quarter. Drew Felios, Jay Webb Horton with you from the HP Fieldhouse. This is AAU Basketball Nation for the past week.
Garvin Clark's got Youngstown State and Buffalo taking a look at him.
Clark, cross-court pass. They try to get it downstairs to Ferguson. It's knocked away. Stavisky exits the game. Sean Johnson comes in for the Rebels.
Sean Johnson, the spot-up shooter. Turnover there by the Rebels.
Here's Clark. The follow right back up. And the Rebels going to the free throw line. Dakota Cochran.
Well, one of the things you see, Drew, is that the Rebels are missing layups only because they are worried about contact. See the pump fake there? Gets a foul, but length makes you sometimes hesitate and miss some bunnies. But let's see how the free throw shooting is. Got to make free throws against a team like the long length of the Heat.
That's amazing how many times free throws are overlooked, especially in games with stakes like this. Second free throw from Cochran is up and good.
He's got a good stroke. I think he just sort of lobbed up that first one.
One-point lead for the Rebels. Robinson. Now the Heat working it around. This is Beans. Have not mentioned him so far, but Kevin Beans, a big part of what this Jacksonville team does.
Well, see, if I'm the Heat, I'm just going to pack it inside because they got height and advantage. We know the Rebels can shoot from outside, but they got to make shots because the Heat should dominate on the boards.
Jacksonville won the state title for Florida and AAU, trying to get it done nationally here this morning. There's a nice putback by Johnson cleaning up.
Now you see what Johnson did, pump fake off the glass.
Here's Beans again, kicks it out. This is Jacksonville's game. When they spread you out like that, they're so tough to guard. Bolden with the bucket.
Well, Bolden can basically jump over anybody on the Rebels team because he's got height and size and athleticism. So here's the thing, no shot clock. Teams like the Rebels can hold the ball, work the offense, because they want this game slowed down. They don't want to get up, they don't want a track meter, do they?
I don't think so. Ferguson kicked it out, passed up the shot.
See, once again, length created a bad shot. I know it's Sunday, but prayers are answered in church, not on the basketball court. You see what I'm saying, Drew?
Every once in a while, you see one.
Every once in a while.
Oh, that one is knocked away. DeWarren Bolden.
Yeah, there'll be no layups here, Drew. I'm telling you.
Jacksonville very athletic underneath. They don't have that space eater. Here's a long one. As you see Ferguson fighting for it underneath. Taken away by Clark. Garvin Clark's pull up. Another good hustle play by Ferguson. The football player takes it back up, and he's going to draw a foul. That is just blue-collar hard work underneath.
Oh, man. Where's his lunch bucket? Is it? He just literally controlled the boards that time.
Well, this guy, Nicholas Ferguson, a big-time football player. In fact, he's getting looks and even an offer from the University of Toledo up in Ohio. We're going to watch him play on Saturdays.
Look at him right there. Pump fake. Yo, you better bring more than that, young man.
Two free throw misses, though.
Yeah, he's got to make some free throws because he's going to get fouled.
And that's going to be a foul. They're going to call that on the floor and take it out of bounds, so wave off the bucket for the Heat.
No NBA continuation. Hesitation, crossover. Oh, yeah, he got him on the arm.
Look at the battle underneath. Ferguson winning it, and he's going to draw a foul as Johnny Brown got him over the back.
Johnny Brown and Ferguson, that's a 3M. That's a massive mismatch.
We got Ferguson. He takes up so much space down there. Then you got the athletic, tall, lean players from Jacksonville. It's a total contrast in styles with the big men here today. Now say it's Jacksonville ball underneath.
I missed that one.
Now it's Beans getting to the rack.
Oh, Beans, how you can't miss layups.
Kevin Beans wants that one back.
I think he was so shocked he was so wide open, Drew.
Now it's Stavisky surveying the defense. Good look to Floyd. There's a jumper they got to have.
Oh. I'll tell you, he gave up a good shot for a better shot. I like the way they ran their offense there, but the shot just didn't go down.
Very impressed by the guard play of Stavisky and Clark for the Rebels. Harvey from the elbow.
Ooh, Harvey's, what a sweet jumper Harvey's got.
So DeAndre Harvey off to the good start. Stavisky on the miss. Jacksonville's lead is 3.
And right now, the Rebels have got to be careful.
Here's Robinson. Jacksonville getting a lot of wide open looks right now. Now it's Clark. Got to take things into his own hands. He can't finish.
Great rebound, just couldn't finish, Drew.
Robinson kicks it back out. Three-pointer on the way is good by Harvey.
Now they got to be careful. I'd take a timeout if I was the Rebels, Drew.
Jacksonville starting to turn up the heat here at the HP Fieldhouse.
The Heat turning up the heat.
This is their game. When this fast break gets going, it can be devastating.
Secondary break with the 3 there. So you're seeing here, Drew, kick back, hand down, man down for the 3.
Coach Alfonso Williams letting his team have it over on the red side right now.
Get one right
Emphatic,
away.
coaching.
Hey, on defense, we all get back. Just get the closest man.
If y'all cool with being second place, let me know.
So let's see how the Rebels respond to the test here. The best run of this game so far for the Heat.
Well, once again, this team's not going to get rattled. They're going to run their offense.
Stavisky ice cold right now. And this could be a push in the back. Nick Ferguson that time. A little bit too much muscle underneath.
Well, see, the one thing, Ferguson has space, but he can't elevate. So he sort of leaned in, didn't he?
Keep in mind, several games going on at one time here inside the HP Fieldhouse. A couple substitutions in. Keo Bolden checks in number 4. Also Dakota Cochran, number 3. But sometimes, Jay Webb, you got these whistles from the other courts, and it can tend to throw off players at times as Robinson misses. The ball on the deck right now, recovered by Harvey. Harvey, pull up is good.
Harvey, DeAndre Harvey, sweet jumper. See, that's that lost shot that we have lost in basketball, that mid-range jumper. Everyone wants to shoot the 3, but Harvey, he's bringing back old school. You know, 2s count.
Largest lead of the contest so far for Jacksonville. It's 8. Jacksonville representing Florida, of course. The Rebels representing Ohio. Right back up and in. Ferguson fighting for two.
Ferguson, once again, you see, he's a football player, and I love it. He's got that blue-collar mentality that you labeled on him, Drew. He just goes to work down in there.
I'll tell you what, the Toledo Rockets got a pretty good football program. He does wind up playing there. That's going to be a really good spot for him. And I expect the offers to increase as Robinson gets called for too many steps.
Well, he thought he was at a dance party where he was trying to do a two-step, but he did the three-step. It was a two-step dance.
Keo Bolden with it right now for the Rebels.
Yeah, the Rebels are only down by 6. Oh, the big man going to work.
Again, it's Ferguson. He is taking it to the block right now, and they don't have an answer.
No.
You know, it's so tough when you're trying to defend a guy like that, Jay Webb. When he's posting you up and he's backing you in, there's not much you can do.
No, I mean, the guy's 6'3" and got a wide body, and he can use either hand.
.60 run now for the Rebels. Kicked out this time. Beans with the pass. Robinson gets in the lane. Couldn't finish.
Excellent ball movement there by the Heat. They just couldn't finish. Once again, Ferguson making things happen.
Tipped away though, Jacksonville. They like to cause havoc defensively. Now it's Beans. Little two-step. Couldn't put it in. Taken away by Garvin Clark.
Garvin Clark. The big dog says, I'm going to work in here.
And Ferguson's going to have 2 shots.
I'm telling you right now, if I was the Rebels, I'd be running my offense through Nick Ferguson.
Oh, it's funny. There are 9 great athletes on the floor, and then there's Nick Ferguson. Not to say he's not one, but if these guys were to race, he'd probably come in last, but right now he's the guy dominating this game. Stavisky coming in.
See, look
for
at
the
they
Rebels.
find the big man, pump fake, and then he just bullies his way up. There was 3 people on him.
Second shot coming up for Nicholas Ferguson. He's 1 for 3 from the line. Now 2 of 4.
He's found his stroke from the free throw line. The thing about Ferguson's athleticism is he's big, has really good skills with his hands. It's a 2-point ball game.
Nice take. Davon Robinson able to get to the glass, and the lead is 4 with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
So you got to be quick, that speed to get by Ferguson down in the paint.
Todd Stavisky will survey things. Final 10 seconds to play. And a wild first half. Ferguson with the spin move, got it tipped away. And now Robinson will heave it at the buzzer. So the Jacksonville Heat leading for most of the first half, led by DeAndre Harvey, number 23. AAU Championship Sunday underway here at Walt Disney World.
ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex at Florida's beautiful Walt Disney World Resort is your amateur basketball destination. Offering multiple tournaments for athletes from Pee Wee to collegiate level, the complex also attracts NCAA coaches from top programs nationwide. To find out how your team can compete here, visit DisneyBasketball.com. The ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex is the ideal place for amateur softball, hosting annual events like Disney Softball Spring Training on top of working with organizations like USSSA and Diamond 9 events to develop competitive events for players of all ages and skill levels. For more information, visit ESPNWWOS.com.
Welcome back inside the HP Fieldhouse. It's halftime here at the ESPN Wide World of Sports. Jacksonville Heat with a 4-point lead over the Rebels of Ohio. And for Jacksonville, it's been all DeAndre Harvey here in the first half, Jay Webb.
Well, number 23, DeAndre Harvey, has been outside. There's the jump shot there. Comes off here on the break, layup off the glass. And then once again, little hesitation, crossover, another jump shot from DeAndre Harvey. And they're gonna look at, watch this, 3. Left his hand as flour, landed his cake. DeAndre Harvey is the man of the hour, the first half for the Heat.
DeAndre Harvey out of Atlantic High School. Most of the players from this Jacksonville team representing Volusia County making their way to the ESPN Wide World of Sports. 23-19 is your score. We've got more from center court here in just a moment.
The ESPN Wide World of Sports complex on the Walt Disney World campus in Florida holds a number of the nation's top cheer and dance competitions every year, including varsity, whose national cheer and dance competitions hosts up to 300 teams annually. Get your squad the recognition and title it deserves. Visit ESPNWWOS.com today for more information. Disney Field Hockey Showcase is the premier event for the nation's fastest growing sport. With over 100 college coaches in attendance, female high school athletes can contend for scholarships on the national stage. To find out how your team can compete here, visit DisneyFieldHockey.com.
Halftime here, 16 and under D2 championship, the ESPN Wide World of Sports. Jacksonville Heat, 4-point lead over the Rebels out of Ohio. Let's take a look at some halftime numbers. And Jacksonville, you can see why they have led for most of the first half. Look at the three-point shooting. The Rebels have not hit one just yet. They're struggling against that 2-3 zone, J. Webb.
And with Stavisky, he's a three-point shooter. And we know that Garvin Clark is a three-point shooter, so they've got to hit some threes. Right now, they've been working through the big dog.
And Todd Stavisky, he and Garvin Clark, I think you take a look at these two guards. These guys can control the game for the Rebels, but they got to knock down their shots they weren't able to really hit from the outside.
Right, and it's one of the things people say, you have good looks. Coaches want good makes, and that's what's going to keep them back in this ball game. But, you know, they're only down by 4, and who's kept them in the game? It's been Ferguson.
Well, we are thrilled to have you along with us for the ride here at the AAU Basketball Nationals. We had volleyball concluding the month of June, and now basketball, as it does annually, dominating here at the complex in the month of July. And we've seen some of the best players in the country here over the past week. And today and next week, we're going to be treated to some big-time basketball. DeAndre Harvey right there for the Jacksonville Heat, shown the range from the outside. He can also get to the rim so quickly. You know, we talked to Timothy Miller, the head coach of the Jacksonville Heat, and he basically said, hey, we're going to spread things out, dare teams to try and guard our best players, because he doesn't think there's any other team in this tournament that can keep pace with these young men right here.
Well, what he's saying is if we execute.
Maybe 6 or 7 layups already, right? So keep eyes up, look at the square, find your target. Don't just be throwing up and hoping, right? All right, let's go. Let's win the next 4 minutes.
Ooh, coach, that hurt.
Oh, sorry.
I think what he said was, you know, if we execute, people can't stop us because we're going to penetrate and kick it out and make threes. And Coach Miller's an outstanding coach. Now the Rebels have got to really get their game going.
Oh, just a 2-bucket game, 23-19, so still anybody's game. As Dakota Cochran will inbound for the Rebels, representing Cleveland, Ohio. Of course, a lot of news coming out of Cleveland in regards to the NBA with Kyrie Irving suggesting that he would like a trade. What is going on right now in the league, Jay Webb?
Boy, I tell you what, it's a bizarro world.
I cannot remember when we had such a busy offseason in the NBA as far as moves and just news coming down day after day, really shocking fans all over the country.
Well, Kyrie Irving and Paul George, Chris Paul, this is where these young men want to be someday, don't they?
Yep. Chris Paul going to Houston. Paul George, of course, going to Oklahoma City. And now interesting to see what happens with Kyrie Irving. I don't think he is going to move. I think he's going to stay in a Cleveland Cavalier uniform. Here's Clark coming out firing from halftime. And right in the hands of Cochran. Clark gets it back. Ooh. What a shot underneath.
Is the circus in town? Because that was a circus shot, baby. The Rebels are they're staying around, Drew.
Alfonso Williams off the bench right now, and a defensive stance. The head coach of the Rebels really getting into things. Jacksonville taking a little bit of air out of the ball. Fans get into it as well.
I'll tell you what, you see, hey, that shot down there got the Rebels down in that defensive stance. I'll tell you what, composure of these 15-year-old men is really nice.
Beans, nice pass. Missed the layup, though, underneath. So Bolden couldn't put it in. Now here's Clark. What a play by Garvin Clark. Counted and sent him to the line.
Garvin Clark said, and one. But on the other end, the Heat. Now watch Garvin Clark here. Come down, crossover, spin, put it in the spin cycle, and then off the kiss off the glass for two. And the three-point play the old-fashioned way, Drew.
So Garvin Clark with 5 straight points. And just like that, the Rebels are leading 24-23. Robinson tries to come right back. Can't put one in, and now Stavisky.
Look at that, nice pass.
Here's Garvin Clark. He is just short. Stavisky spotting up. And now he'll reset.
See, once again, the length of the Heat had the Rebels missing what should have been a layup. Another one.
And a foul going to be called underneath again. It was Ferguson with what looked like a football block.
I think that's Ferguson's second foul, so we haven't seen a lot of people fall out this week in these games.
Entertaining game right now. Here's Harvey. Look at the body control from DeAndre Harvey.
Let me tell you something. That's a big-time shot. And remember, these kids are 10th graders, Drew.
Yep, in the class of 2019. So most of them will be juniors this upcoming year. Downstairs to Ferguson. Puts it up and in.
The big man says, you have no way of stopping me. You're either gonna foul me or I'm gonna make a basket.
Back to a 1-point lead for the Rebels.
What a way to start the day, baby. 1-point game, the Rebels and the Heat.
Here's Beans. Got position, went glass.
Oh, that's a big-time move.
This Jacksonville team, you know, they defeated teams from Miami, that North Carolina, New Jersey, Chicago, LA, and also Massachusetts to get here. That's talking all over the country. They beat teams from.
Well, they beat that, I think it was BABC by 30.
Now Stavisky switches court. Floyd took too many steps.
Well, Garvin Clark, who we've talked about a lot, he is the 2020 #1 point guard in the state of Ohio. And you know they play some ball in Ohio.
One-point lead for Jacksonville. Robinson looked like he got hit. And Beans knocks down the 3. Kevin Beans steps out. He's a big man, but he has got some range, number 35.
Well, number 35 is showing us, he says, you know what? They can penetrate, but I can shoot from outside.
Garvin Clark surveying things for the Rebels.
Well, #1, Garvin Clark's trying to run the offense here.
Keep an eye on Ferguson, number 0, posting up inside. Floyd looking at him, trying to get it to him. Posting up, and Cochran was spotting up in the corner, and nobody was on him.
Number 3, Dakota Cochran from outside.
So that's a big shot. It pulls the Rebels back to within one. Good hands by Clark. Now Stavisky trying to beat the defense down the court.
Defense becomes offense for the Rebels. Take a 1-point lead.
Outstanding basketball being played here in the first game of Championship Sunday. A blocking call as Clark came up, tried to take a charge on Baines.
So here goes defense to offense there. Stavisky's gonna finish off the glass. Pass from number 1, Garvin Clark.
This one left short. Rebels now with a 1-point lead and they want more. Stavisky could have pulled up from the free throw line that time. Instead, Clark gonna draw a foul on the drive.
You see the bigs come out to guard the smalls. Smalls are pump faking going by him, Drew. So if you spread the floor, penetration becomes an option.
This is a real good game we're watching.
It's an excellent game. The Rebels said warm-up's highly overrated.
If you're just joining us, team from Cleveland, the Rebels came in about 5 minutes before we tipped things off. Stavisky was warming up. He was the first guy here, and he knocks down the first shot of the day from outside.
Number 7, Stavisky puts down that 3, gives the Rebels a 4-point lead, Drew. They're trying to make some noise.
Stolen away.
Ferguson moving his feet, playing some defense.
Floyd inside. Couldn't get the fall. And we're gonna have a foul on the floor.
Stavisky is the man.
So Jacksonville will inbound. We've seen a lot of kind of changes in momentum so far in this contest. It's been a game of runs up to this point. That one knocked down by DeAndre Harvey. It seems like anytime Jacksonville needs a bucket, Jay Webb, 23 just kind of knows how to get it done.
Well, DeAndre Harvey, number 23, says, hey, they're making a run. Give me the ball. I'm going to put it in.
Stavisky feeling it now. Couldn't put that one in. Beans with the board. Harvey from outside. Beans the rebound. Ferguson was all over him. This is Brown. Kicks it back out. Jumper comes off and reeled in by Cochran. Clark wanted it. Great look to him, and he finishes.
Oh, number 1, Clark finishes that sort of little hang in the air, hesitation.
Inside of a minute to play in the third quarter.
Tell you what, the defense of the Rebels has picked up, hasn't it?
Everything is picked up.
See that?
Now Cochran getting ahead. Rebels got to cash those in. They want to win this game.
See, when you're going against length, stop, pump fake, and maybe throw it back to the trailer. See, you aren't going to jump over a guy that's 6'3". You jump into him, and he's going to reject the shot.
Taken away again. A little sloppy right now by both teams. Clark can't score. And the Rebels come up empty again. Cochran can't hit. Final seconds. Heat have got to get it off. Do they beat the buzzer? No, they don't.
No, see, he should have passed the ball ahead, Drew.
So that is how we finish the third quarter. Credit the Rebels out of Cleveland, Ohio. They have their way, and they outscore Jacksonville by 8. Fourth quarter, here we come. 16 and under, D2 championship.
Let your rising soccer star play and learn alongside greats of the game at Disney Soccer Academy. This unique camp experience features age and skill-appropriate coaching, along with daily interaction with superstars of the game. To find out how your child can participate, Visit DisneySoccerAcademy.com. Disney Soccer Showcase is the ultimate place for top clubs and players to be seen by hundreds of top college coaches looking for great soccer talent. Rated the #1 youth soccer tournament in the U.S. in a Soccer America survey, Disney Soccer Showcase gives athletes a chance to shine on one of the biggest and best stages set for youth soccer in the country, here at ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex. For more information, visit DisneySoccerShowcase.com.
Great to have you with us. Drew Felios along with J. Webb Horton, Jacksonville Heat, and the Rebels out of Ohio. Jacksonville in a close game, and close games are not something that they're used to playing. Interesting to see how Timothy Miller's team responds here. Look at the point differential in pool play.
Well, there's 72-point differential in pool standings, 61-point differential in the bracket, and 133-point differential total. But guess what? The Rebels say sometimes numbers are foolish, because right now they are in a battle with the Rebels from Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah, when you're playing in those close games, free throw shooting is critical. Also, taking care of the basketball late, I think, is going to be huge, because the Rebels making them fight for every possession.
Well, it's going to come down, like you said, Drew, turnovers, execution of your offense. Let's see who can do it better.
Entertaining game here in the 16 and under championship. Take out of the timeout, stuck right back in by Kevin Beans.
Well, see, sometimes a missed shot is a good offense, because when you have the height differential, Beans put it back up. 2-point ball game.
Todd Stavisky with the basketball right now for the Rebels. Played an excellent third quarter.
Well, Stavisky has really been solid. Their guard play with him and Garvin Clark, #1, have been outstanding. They don't panic, they run their offense.
Rebels with a 2-point lead, and keep in mind, no shot clock in AAU basketball, so they'll take some air out of it, keep this a low-scoring game. They feel like they have got players that could be a little bit more efficient here down the stretch. See if the strategy pays off.
We'll see right now, you got to get out of that double team.
Now here's Clark. Just outside the lane, couldn't hit it, came up a little short. And he'll stay with the Rebels.
Well, Drew, if we go old school here with the Rebels from Ohio, this is the kind of offense that Ashland College ran with Bill Musselman back in the day without any shot clock. I mean, the scores were like sometimes 17-14, 22-21.
Bill Musselman. Jay Webb, how far does your basketball clock go?
Well, that was back in the late 60s.
Wow. Stavisky inside to Ferguson. Big man's played well, found Floyd that time, and Floyd lost it. So Jacksonville will get it back, trailing by 2.
But see, that was really well-run offense. They just didn't complete it, Drew.
There's the field goal story. Jacksonville a little bit more efficient from the floor. Rebels have been cold mainly today, but they've been able to stay in it with their defense and with their hustle.
Look at this, the Rebels are out rebounding Jacksonville +4, Drew. Steals, Rebels are +7 in steals.
There's Harvey, tremendous take by DeAndre Harvey.
Did we hear that name a few times today? Number 23, DeAndre Harvey.
Tell you what, if I'm a big-time coach, I'm looking at 23, and I'm having a little chat with him after this contest. We've seen some great coaches here this week. Jim Boeheim was here over the past few days, also Jay Wright. Tell you what, Harvey is a guy that I think is going to get some big-time attention.
Well, 2019, 2020.
Run him. I know you're getting tired, aren't you? You got to run him. You can't let him outwork you. You got to run him, okay? So look, if they're staying in man and they're face guarding, let's get Johnny Brown the ball at the top of the key, right? Get him at the top of the key. You take him off the dribble, but nothing's weak. You can't throw weak passes. So if he goes and he starts going, you two need to pop to give help, okay? Don't panic. Pick your dribble up if you don't have anything and you can't finish. Take your time. We got plenty of timeouts, but don't panic to throw the ball away, all right? Work the big man. Take him off the dribble. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Let's finish. Let's finish.
You know, the one thing about Timothy Miller, the head coach of Jacksonville, he said players have left our program at times. Players have come back, but guys like DeAndre Harvey are like family. He's had most of these kids since the second grade. He knows them so well. It's almost like their second father.
No, very much so. And you see that a lot with these AAU coaches. You have your family, and then they become like a, because you spend, like some of these teams are going to be here for 14 days. Well, when I was in 10th grade, I like to spend 14 days in Disneyland, Disney World. 36-36, Drew. We got a ball game. Clark has a great handle on that ball.
Now Stavisky gets a screen up top. Left it. And the shot not put in by the Rebels. Harvey leading the charge the other way. Jacksonville got to get things under control here, and they do, as DeAndre will reset things.
Well, Coach Miller there calling out a play. Oh, sloppy pass.
Now it's Garvin Clark going to the rim. Had it blocked. Stavisky, left hand.
Boy, 2 shots there. They had to they needed to convert on those because the defense was what they set up their offense. Just a wasted opportunity there for the Rebels.
DeAndre Harvey clears everybody out.
You know, you really don't see a lot of bad shots by these young players, Drew. They really take good care of the ball, make some solid decisions.
Beans now guarded by Cochran. Here's Brown. Little lefty hook and gets it to go.
See, once again, a little quicker move there over Ferguson.
So Johnny Brown's done it from the outside, done it from the inside as well. 2-point lead. Several lead changes we've had here this morning. Stavisky's runner is up and good.
Well, Stavisky once again showing why he's one of the stars of the Rebels. You know, this game may come down to who has the ball last, Drew.
Nip and tuck here in our first game of the day. Harvey couldn't hit the shot, wanted the foul. Floyd with a board. Now Stavisky, nobody's guarding him. He'll go to the rim and score.
Oh, Stavisky, quick, off the glass. 2-point lead for the Rebels, Drew.
Business really picking up here on center court.
Well, DeAndre Harvey saying he got hit on the shoulder. Guess what? You didn't get the call. You got to play on, baby.
Harvey takes things into his own hands again, goes baseline. Brown trying to post up, and it had it tipped away. It'll belong to the Rebels.
Well, see, here's the thing. Number 0, Ferguson, was bodying up on him, sort of threw him, because there's a mismatch there in weight, right? Sort of threw him off his stride, couldn't catch the pass.
Stavisky now into double digits. 11 points for the youngster, only 1 3 here today. Right now, he's feeling it though. Ferguson couldn't bring the pass down, was a little high.
Well, see, here's the thing you got to remember. The big man, you got to get him down, get him set. He's not going to catch and run. He's not a wide receiver. So you got to remember there, see, the big man's running, you got to set it down into his hands. Stavisky, when he gets moving, he reminds me a little bit of Pistol Pete Maravich back then, hair flying in the air, going off the glass. For the youngsters, Google search Pistol Pete Maravich, LSU.
3 minutes to play here. Here's Beans with the 3. Big time rebound by Bolden. He got up high in the air, but traveled.
They called him a little traveling music. Little traveling music there. Stavisky, number 7 here, and Garvin Clark, number 1. 2 outstanding guards.
Rebounding Story. Here as we approach the final 2 minutes. And we're gonna have a foul up top. Davon Robinson got a hand in on Stavisky.
And I'll tell you, if this comes down to free throws, both Stavisky and Clark are outstanding free throw shooters. Saw him knock down a lot of free throws yesterday, Drew.
Right now, Davon Robinson all over Stavisky. Stavisky gets loose. And now goes baseline. How about the shot? Up and in.
Sweet little floater.
Todd Stavisky on fire here in the fourth quarter. Now it's Harvey. His runner gets tipped away. And Jacksonville in some trouble here.
Oh, let me tell you, defense again. Look at, now watch Stavisky. Off, hesitation, the floater off the glass. They're up 4, little timeout time. Look at this, crossover again. He goes over the big man with the floater.
I got you, stay there. It's 4, all right. It's 3 fouls, that's accurate. How many times?
Well, right now, Alfonso Williams' Rebels Basketball Club, they are feeling it. And it's funny, in the first half, it was almost like Garvin Clark kind of kept the Rebels in the game, he along with Nicholas Ferguson, but it's been all Stavisky here in the second half. Let's listen in to Timothy Miller.
And they're deliberate with the ball. We got to get after them defensively, all right? We can't make any more mistakes here on out. Look, you've gone too hard to get here and let it slip away. All right, let's go. Let's go. Hey, get it in here. Let's go. Hey.
Well, as we said before, heading into this quarter.
Let's go. Look, they're not better than us. They're not better than us. Go finish. 1, 2, 3, finish. Come on, get there. Attitude,
It is
let's
not
go.
often when Jacksonville has had to play a close contest, Jay Webb. You're seeing how some of the players have responded. So far, it has not been very well, but still got 2 minutes to play.
No, very much so. If you look at some tournament numbers here, you got 1,040 teams, 12,156 athletes, and coaches, about 3,840 coaches from all over coming in here to watch AAU basketball, the Nationals. We'll see now, the clock is in the favor of the Rebels.
Oh, gets away that time from Clark and a careless turnover.
We'll see, now that can kill you. You must see the ball into the hands of the person you're passing it to. And Clark was not, he didn't expect a pass there. But if you're on the floor, you got to expect someone to throw you the ball if they're being double teamed.
4-point lead for the Rebels.
This is a big possession.
Brown tried to put it on the floor and he got fouled. So let's see, Jacksonville, not the penalty just yet, though inbounded from underneath.
Ooh, almost over and back. Now see, you don't want to reach out there. You don't want to reach.
Taken away, and this is going to be an easy one. Clark all alone. Six-point lead for the Rebels of Ohio and another timeout.
Well, what did we say, Drew? Execution. Who can play defense and create turnovers, and the Rebels have down the stretch.
Alfonso Williams been up off the bench this entire second half, and his team right now feeding off of his energy. Defense creating offense, that's the way they've gotten it done, Jay Webb.
See, here they are reaching. All of a sudden, throws it down. The man takes his time because there's no one coming. Now, one thing if I'm the Heat, you got to sprint back there and try to create some confusion down there. You can't just walk up the floor. This is the championship game.
Turnovers have been critical here down the stretch. Jacksonville with 10 of them, and a lot of it, too much dribbling.
Too much dribbling. Rebels handled the ball, 7 turnovers to 10.
You know, that is something that I think a lot of young players can learn from watching teams like Golden State and players like Lonzo Ball in the Summer League. Not a lot of dribbling.
Not a lot of dribbling.
Pass.
See, this behind the back stuff creates what? It creates problems for you. You should go north and south, not east and west with the basketball. Well, I'm telling you right now, they got to start shooting, Drew. You can't be running the clock.
Inside of a minute to play now.
You got to put up shots.
Kevin Beans, that's a three. Can't get it to fall. And Ferguson with a box out.
Now see, they're smart. See, he didn't take the shot. They're going to run some clock here, Drew.
Stavisky going to be fouled by Miller.
Man, it looks like the Cavaliers sent some fans in here, Drew.
Well, they're not the Cavaliers, Jay Webb. They are the Rebels. They want to play like the Cavaliers.
They want.
And right now they are.
They are.
Another foul, and right now Jacksonville looks like they're trying to get into the penalty and force the Rebels to shoot some free throws.
Well, 40 seconds is a lifetime in basketball if you can create turnovers, because the three-point shot has changed the game.
Another foul, and Garvin Clark. They're going to inbound it one more time.
They got to be close to the penalty.
Rebels came into this arena about 5 minutes before the tip. We thought we were going to have to postpone the start of this contest. Three-pointers not favorable for the Rebels. They've been able to overcome the cold three-point shooting by getting a lot of high percentage looks underneath and by forcing steals.
Well, see, the 50% by Jacksonville is negated by their turnovers. So you're leading from the three-point line, but your turnovers have created situations that have been points for the Rebels. And that's why they've got a 7-point lead. And looks like they're taking this trophy back to Cleveland.
Two for two from the line for Garvin Clark.
Home of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Drew. That's a, man, we got to go there, brother.
Now Harvey pulls up from three. Bean with the board. Miller will try. And he'll stay with Jacksonville. But 25 seconds and 8 points to make up. That is a lot to ask.
That would be called a miracle.
Heat looking for a three. Instead, they go inside, and there's a throwdown by Bolden.
Yeah.
Another foul called. Bolden going to get whistled, and more free throws coming up for Clark with 11 seconds to play.
Crossover there, goes down, throws down a, yeah, too little, too late there. Well, you got Clark here as one of the top players. Excellent free throw shooter, #1. Oops, gave him the jinx.
Harvey now with 5 seconds to play. Can't hit the three. Ferguson the rebound. Floyd's gonna finish it off, and that's gonna just about do it. 46-40 your final score. Congratulations to the Rebels out of Ohio as they get it done here in the AAU Championship. 46-40. We'll wrap it up from Walt Disney World when we come back.
Check out the wildest ride in the wilderness. Big Thunder Mountain Railroad at Magic Kingdom Park has you careening through steep mountain passes and in and out of darkened caves on a runaway train that seems to have a mind of its own. So hold on to your hats as you zip around the winding track right here at the Walt Disney World Resort. ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex at Florida's beautiful Walt Disney World Resort is your amateur basketball destination. Offering multiple tournaments for athletes from Pee Wee to collegiate level, the complex also attracts NCAA coaches from top programs nationwide. To find out how your team can compete here, visit DisneyBasketball.com. The ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex on the Walt Disney World campus in Florida holds a number of the nation's top cheer and dance competitions every year, including varsity, whose national cheer and dance competitions hosts up to 300 teams annually. Get your squad the recognition and title it deserves. Visit ESPNWWOS.com today for more information. Go the distance with Disney and the ESPN Wide World of Sports complex in Florida by training or competing in one of the many track and field events hosted here annually. From Disney Track and Field Spring Training to the Walt Disney World Cross Country Classic to Disney Track and Field Showcase. Get ready for your season or get noticed by any of the numerous college recruiters in attendance. Check out DisneyTrackandField.com for more information.
Welcome back inside the HP Fieldhouse, 46-40, our first champion of the day, about to be crowned. The Rebels out of Ohio over the Jacksonville Heat. Great to have you with us, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. Drew Felios alongside J. Webb Horton. And for the team from Ohio, it was really about the big three, J. Webb.
Oh, Stavisky, Clark, and Ferguson inside really made things happen. Look at this, 18 for 42 from the field. Jacksonville 17 for 33. Even though they didn't shoot well from the three, they made turnovers, free throws, out-rebounded the other team, 10 steals. That's why the championship's going where? Back to Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah, the Rebels able to control tempo late, make the big plays when they had to. The big man inside was huge. Nicholas Ferguson and Stavisky in the fourth quarter made big shot after big shot. Got a full menu coming up here from Walt Disney World. We got Central Western Red and Lone Wolf coming up next. Dream Team and City Rocks, Team NLP, and Miami Runnin' Rebels in our afternoon late show beginning at 3 p.m. But our first champion of the day is in the books in the 16 and under D2. It's the Rebels out of Ohio. We'll see you at 11 o'clock.